Gotta do something about this. Bobby Fields. Cells. What are we gonna do? I don't plan on getting rid of that. Yeah, well, let's get this shit happening, but please, everybody, and it's not goddamn possible. You gotta have.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Mentor Millionaire call here with Mr. JC Rangel, our VP of Sales. As you're zooming in, please introduce yourselves. Let us know where you're calling in from. Give us your name before we get started here.
Jeremy Dennis, Festus, Missouri.
Yeah, hi, this is Barbara from Arizona. I'm speaking through a sign language interpreter, but hello, everyone.
Coffee, America's favorite beverage, Houston, Texas, worldwide.
Love it. Welcome, Coffee.
Hey, Juan, Ed Ayala, Dominican Republic.
What's up, Ed? Welcome.
Andy, Houston, Texas.
Julie from Houston, Texas.
Tamika from Maryland.
Shannon Chapman, Tampa, Florida.
Welcome, welcome.
Lonnie from Florence, South Carolina.
Welcome, Lonnie.
Thank you.
What's
Tanya
going on,
from
everyone?
Massachusetts.
JD from New York.
Welcome.
Hello from Jacksonville, Florida.
Don Riley Brish from Houston, Texas.
Welcome, Don.
Tanya
Hi,
from
Juan.
Boston.
Welcome.
Sabrina, Houston, Texas.
All right.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Welcome.
From Houston, Texas.
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, Kip from Houston, Texas.
Welcome, Kip.
Chris from Corona, California.
Welcome, Chris.
Angel
All right,
from
everyone.
Houston, Texas.
Hi, Angel. Welcome. Let's send out those last-minute text messages. I don't know if you guys have seen the title of today's mentorship call here, but it's the 7 secrets to 7 figures. It's going to be really good. So make sure you grab your notes, something to write with, take some good notes, and let's send out those last few text messages, please.
Hey, what's up, Juan? This is Brad G from Illinois.
Welcome, Brad.
You got Gabby Toll, Orlando, Florida.
Welcome, welcome.
Johnny Montes, Hawaiian Garden, Southern California is in the house.
Let's go. What's up, bro?
Hey, this is Julian Gordon from Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks for everything, JC. I'm a new builder.
Awesome. Welcome, Julian. Let's see.
Welcome, Julian. Nice to have you here, my brother. Nice to have you, man. Hope to see you at Mentor Factory, my friend. I know that you've been to one before, my brother.
Yeah, that's in California. That's next week, right?
This weekend.
This weekend.
I know you just got started. I'll be in contact with you and DJ Justice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sounds good.
Eddie Weeks, Houston, Texas.
Jared, Houston, Texas.
Ignacio, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Kathy Jewel, Houston, Texas.
Rich Dominguez, Long Beach, California.
Hello from Idaho. It's Lisa. Diana Vargas from Houston, Texas.
Don
Laura
LaPlante
from St.
in
Louis.
Vermont.
Raymond Stewart, Los Angeles.
This is
Troy.
Roberto from Rancho Cucamonga.
Anthony Alexis from Boston, Massachusetts.
Troy Ashton, Hartsville, South Carolina.
Leslie Johnson, South Carolina.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
We're ready. Ready, Jay?
we are ready, my friend.
Well, everyone, listen. We have a very, very special treat tonight. By the way, my name is Ed Ayala. I get the privilege to introduce one of our co-owners, someone that I know now for a couple of years. Actually met him. You guys are probably wondering, how did you meet JC? I actually met him watching one of his YouTube videos several years back. He posted some content. I liked the video. I was coming out of retirement. I wanted to do something else. I like solar, and I get to see this guy in a video. And you guys know my background, right? I was a New York City detective and all that. And one of the things they teach you in the police department, especially when you're working in narcotics, interviewing drug lords, that's what I did before we go, execute a search warrant, is they teach you to read body language and people's tonality and how congruent they are in how they speak. And I saw JC, watched a couple of his videos. I said, this is the guy that I'm going to get back into business with. And so I messaged, remember that, JC? I messaged you, right? I recruited myself, correct? That was years ago.
That is true. That is true.
Right? I hope you didn't forget, but that's how we got started, right? So I messaged JC. I said, listen, I want to work with you. And he's like, okay, great. And we chatted, we got on a call. And ever since then, we've been great friends. We were at a company before. That company was not my cup of tea, but the leadership in JC was my cup of tea. So I told JC, I said, listen, if you ever do something else, keep me posted, let me know. So he has been keeping me abreast of the company build and Encore, over the last year. He says, look, Ed, we're going to launch, we're going to do this. I said, okay, great. You know what? I'm going to get a spot. And, I'm ready. I was with another company, but I said, you know what, Jay, if the timing is right, which I hope everybody pays attention to that, the timing sometimes will come for that person that you want to recruit. But anyway, folks, tonight is a special night. You know why? Look at the title. It says 7 Secrets to 7 Figures. Throw a 1 in the chat if you want to learn how to make 7 figures. Throw a 1 in the chat. Now listen, this is not hype. This is the real deal. Because this guy didn't write a book about how to make 7 figures. He didn't do a podcast about how to make 7 figures. He actually did it. And I don't know about you, but I don't like to follow people who don't walk the walk. Someone who hasn't done it, they can't teach you what they haven't done. He has made multiple 7 figures in different industries and different companies. So I can't think, one more thing I got to say, because this is the most important thing. JC, every week somebody says to me all the time, what do you like most about Build? What do you like most about the new company that you went to? I said, well, you know what? It's not the solar, it's not the water, it's not the alarms, it's not the dual team bonus, it's not the residual income. It's actually the ownership. It's JC and Wences. That to me is, I know that we got a long-term game plan. We got a long-term legacy company here because of our great leadership. So let's give it up. Get yourselves off mute. Let's get fired up to learn how to make 7 figures from a guy who's actually done it. One of our incredible owners, Mr. J.C. Rangel. Let's give it up for JC.
I appreciate that, Ed. By the way, I don't think anybody can unmute themselves, and the chat is not live. That's the reason. So
okay,
that's all right, though. But I see you guys. I see the cameras on. I appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you very much, Ed. Yes, I want you guys to remember what Ed said. He did recruit himself. He found me online because I'm always online. I'm always promoting myself because you never know who's watching. You never know whose time it is to join your business, to partner with you. But it has something to do with the identity as well. And I'm going to actually talk about that in the 6th step today, right? So anyways, Ed, thank you so much for that. I'm gonna jump right into the information, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got a lot to cover, and I'd like to be done by 7 Pacific, but frankly, it may go a little bit over, but I'll try my best. Just to give you guys, for those of you guys that don't know me, I'm 41 years old, born in Mexico, brought to this country at the age of 6, had a burning desire to retire my mom before I turned 30. Because of this industry, I was able to do that by the age of 28 or 29, and able to make my first $1 million in commissions by the age of 30. When I got started in 2020 in the solar industry, in our first 3 years with no experience, we had 2,100, my team and I did 2,100 solar installations. So that's a little bit about my background. Today, I'm going to share with you guys, 7 secrets to making a 7-figure income. For those people that may not know, I had somebody one time ask me, what's that mean? That means 6 figures is 100,000, 7 figures is 1 million or above, right? 1 million to 10 million. So my biggest months in this industry is over $300,000 per month for multiple months in a row. I don't say that to impress you, but to impress upon you of the potential that we've got. And I've never had anything as powerful as what we have here today. So with that being said, let me go and share my screen. And we're going to start off this training. So let's get into 7 secrets to 7 figures. Okay. So let's go with number 1. Number 1, ladies and gentlemen, is your ability to dream big. You see, matter of fact, I have, let's see. Oh, you could actually see it right there. Check this out. I'm in my home office, and I'm going to show you a quote right here. As long as you're going to be thinking anyway, think big. All right. And that's Donald Trump said that quote. I've got another one here by Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. And then finally, whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve, that's Napoleon Hill. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, your ability to dream big. There's a big difference between whether you're looking at business or you look at your favorite athletes. I often talk about Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, some of the greats. They all dream bigger than most people. They say if your dreams aren't big enough, if your dreams don't scare you, they're probably not big enough. The problem is that most people, when it comes to making 7 figures, they never even have a goal to make 7 figures. They never even put it down. And here's the thing, affirmations as well, right? Here's what I mean. We're going to touch on this a little bit later, but a lot of the stuff that you're going to hear me say, a lot of stuff you're going to hear this weekend at Mentor Factory being said, okay? A lot of these things that you're going to hear, ladies and gentlemen, in the beginning, they're not going to make sense to you. In the beginning, your subconscious mind, your conscious mind will challenge it. Like, why would I say making $1 million when I'm nowhere near? Doesn't matter. Start with 100,000, then 250,000, then 1 million, or whatever the case may be. But remember that your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a truth and a lie. It will believe whatever it is that you tell it. So we're going to talk about the subconscious mind a little bit more, okay? So you'll never live a life beyond your wildest expectations until you first have some wild expectations. Again, dream big. A lot of people wonder, how come I don't have the business, the downline, the overrides, the position, the income that I would like to have one day? And they never even wrote it down. They never even dreamed about it. Most people stopped dreaming when they were teenagers. Most people start dreaming right out of high school. You know what the difference is between people that make big money and people that don't? They are excited and motivated, and they're constant daydreamers like they were when they were younger. They think big. They get excited over stuff. They are the ones that people say, how do you figure that that's possible? I remember I had teachers, I have family members saying, Juan Carlos, that's my name, in case you guys don't know. JC stands for Juan Carlos. Juan Carlos, how do you say that one day you're going to retire your mom before you're 30? You're from Southgate, California. You're originally from Mexico. You were not even born in this country. Like, people like us, we don't do stuff like that. What do you mean? But I had the good fortune of having some mentors that told me, listen, people that think small will try to get you to think small. They don't think big. They don't have goals. They don't have ambitions. Don't let them infect you with thinking that way, right? So dreams are the fuel that get you to say, I can, I will, and I must, but you've got to write them down. You've got to have a dream that is bigger than you, right? Let's keep going. Step number 2 is you've got to become an expert in that profession. You got to become an expert / professional in that you wish to get good at, right? So you wish to get good at what? The network marketing industry. You wish to get good at the solar industry, the water, whatever the case may be. How do you become an expert? It sounds easier said than done, JC. How do we become an expert? Well, the top 1% knowledge level compared to everybody else. If you're in the top 1% knowledge level compared to everybody else, and how do you get there? When you read 5 books of any particular subject, you will know more than 99% of the population know on that subject. There's constant training that happens here. And although some people may think, oh, there's a training on Monday, there's a training on Monday morning, training Monday evening. Here's a problem. Most people think that eventually that's too much. If I say to most people, listen, go and pay the price for the next 5 years. I say all the time, this is one of my most overused phrases. It takes 5 years to make life fair. If I tell you, work your business. Here's what I tell people, and I learned this from Jim Rohn. Write this down for your notes. You want to work your job from 9 to 5, and you want to work your business from 5 to 9. Work your job from 9 to 5, right? Standard working hours, 9 to 5, you work your job. And from 5 to 9, you work your business. Now, some people say that's a lot of hours. Fair enough. I would understand why somebody would say that, but let me tell you also why people think that's a lot of hours. And by the way, I'm not being insensitive to people that have kids and families. I have children and I've got a wife, I've got a family. I understand this. And I've been through there. I've been in a place where I have to have my job while I'm building my business on the side. Is it easy? No. Is it worth it? Yes. Is it doable? Yes. But they asked Sam Walton one day, the owner of Walmart, they asked him, how many hours should somebody have to work to become a millionaire? How many hours does it take? Here's what Sam Walton, the owner of Walmart, said. He said, any 12 hours in the day will do. This is what he said. This is not what I said. This is what he said. He said, any 12 hours in the day will do. Am I telling you to go work 12 hours? That's not what I'm saying. I am, however, letting you know some expectations to become a 7-figure earner, to make $1 million. Some people don't have a goal to make $1 million. That's okay. This isn't just for people that want to become millionaires. Maybe some of you guys say, look, man, I want to make $250,000 a year. Then from there, I'll figure out what it is. Well, if you learn the stuff that's being taught on the Millionaire Mentorship Zoom, don't you think that you have the information and the ammunition to get to that $250,000? If people on here, how many people of you, by a show of hands, are aiming to make $1 million a year? By a show of hands. And if that's not you, that's okay. Raise your hand if that's you. If you're aiming for $1 million a year. Okay, great. I see all of you. Thank you. I can see all of you. And some of you guys are not. And guess what? That's cool. Not everybody wants to make $1 million a year, and that's perfectly fine. So become an expert. So by the books you read, the information that you listen to, the podcasts you listen to, the people you hang out with. And we talk about this. One of my mentors would always say, plan, do, review. Plan, do, review. The plan is a training. You're getting the training. I'm showing you the plan for 7 figures, 7 secrets to 7 figures. You got to go out there and do the stuff. You got to go out there and apply the stuff. I got to think bigger. The Magic of Thinking Big is an amazing book that you can read. You've got to think bigger. Les Brown put it great. He says, it's not that people aim too high and miss. It's that people aim too low and hit. Most people are not aiming big enough. Most people are saying, man, I got to go so I can pay my bills on time, so I can get out of debt. And at best, you're going to get out of debt. At worst, you come up a little bit short, and guess what? You're still in debt, maybe a little bit less. Then you're disappointed. Now you are messing listen to me closely. Now you are messing with your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a truth and a lie. It'll believe whatever it is that you tell it. So when you say things like, oh man, I didn't hit my goal. Oh man, this thing is not working out for me. Or man, I'm not good enough to do this. Your subconscious mind says, registered. I am registering this in the mind. This is going to shape your identity. And this is going to be who you believe that you are. And for your notes, write this down. You will show up how you view yourself. You will show up how you view yourself. You better believe it. How you view yourself is how you will show up to others. How will you show up to the customers, how you'll show up to the leadership, how you'll show up to your boss, to your spouse. You know why? Because whether conscious or unconscious, you are constantly feeding yourself good or feeding yourself bad. That is creating your identity, which we don't even get into that till level 6, till number 6. So plan, do, review. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, on the plan, do, review, you've got to start thinking about what you're thinking about. Most people's self-talk is negative. I say this all the time. I have to say it all the time, because just because I said it to you and you heard it before, doesn't mean that you're paying attention and applying it. Okay? So become an expert. Can you become an expert? Doggone right you can. I'll give you an example. You got certification level 1 for solar, certification level 2 for solar. Though, how many level 2s in the business? Let me know if you're a level 2 that you're able to close your own solar sales. Okay. Those of you that have your hand raised, do you guys realize that there is a training that if you go to topmentoracademy.com, topmentoracademy.com, you can buy that training for $395. All of you level 2 people have it for free. This is where I show people how in 3 years, step by step, it's about 2-3 hours long worth of short little videos with questions on everything, on the presentation, on the objections, on how to hire your own assistant, your first assistant, how to scale your business, how to be a top mentor. 3 years in a row as a top mentor, the last company, 7,000 people. Okay, so check this out. That training is called Top Mentor Academy. In that training, ladies and gentlemen, it costs $400 for people outside of this to buy it. You level 2 people get it for free. Those of you that are not a level 2 and you want to get it, you can pay half the price, $200 for it. Or you can just wait and earn it. Get your 3 sales, get to level 2, right? And earn it for free. If you're eager to get it earlier, get it earlier. My point with that is this. The information to become an expert at any field is available to you. In 2024, the how-tos and the information is the most readily available information. For your notes, you want to write this down. The how-tos are not the answer. The person is the answer. Man, do you think that the information for me to get a 6-pack is out there on the internet somewhere? It's out there for free. I could go on YouTube and how to get a 6-pack, and they're going to tell me about the keto diet, about fasting, about, my macros, about how many sit-ups, and everything that I've got to do. How come I don't have a 6-pack? Because I have decided not to yet. The how-tos already exist. So becoming an expert, the information for becoming an expert, but here's the deal. How many of us have truly decided to become an expert in this business? I want you guys to raise your hand if you decided to become an expert. Raise your hand. Keep it up for real. Matter of fact, since we don't have a chat here, because we had some fools messing around with the chat before, so we decided to cut off the chat. Here's what I want you to do. Put in the WhatsApp group, me, or I've committed to be a professional. You could either put me or I've committed to be a professional. Put it in the WhatsApp group if that's you. I'm looking at the group right now. Me. Gabby says me. I love it. Let's see. Me. I am committed. Me. Okay, great. Here's what that means. First of all, let me back up a little bit. So you've committed to become an expert. That means committed. Write this down. People that are committed are going to do the stuff that needs to get done regardless of their circumstances or how they feel. Now, don't get me wrong. Can there be exceptions? Of course, there can be exceptions. I'll tell you what are not exceptions. How you feel. I'm tired. Tell you what's not an exception even. Money is not an exception. Here's what my mentor taught me. Time and money is never an issue. It's just a measurement of value. Write that down. Time and money is never an issue. It is simply a measurement of value. So you tell me that you are committed. All of you guys in the chat. That means that you're in Los Angeles, California this weekend because you are committed. Because you've committed to become an expert. You say there's 2 hours of training of the top leaders in the company. They're going to be training. 7-figure earners are going to be training. Every 7-figure earner in the company is going to be training at this event for 8 hours on Friday and 8 hours on Saturday. And I am committed to becoming a professional. That means that you're going to be there, right? Because you gotta identify. Are you committed or are you interested? There's a difference. See, a lot of people, most people that say they're committed, they're confusing the word committed with interested. You see, because a committed person to becoming a millionaire is going to find a way through or around. But JC, I don't have the money. I got the solution for you, my friend. Come closer. They get closer. Get a little bit closer. They get a little bit closer. Then I say, find it. And I tap them on the shoulder and I say, I'll see you there. You know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because I was that guy. I was that guy that told my mentor, listen, mentor, I just financially, I can't make it there. He says to me, JC, are you telling me you can't afford to make it to this convention in Ada, Oklahoma, by the way? I said, yes, I can't afford it. He says, you don't understand, young man. He says, you can't afford not to go. If you're too broke to go, then you really can't afford to miss this event. Because unless you've gotten up to right now, keep doing what you're doing. But if you don't like what you've got, it's because of the decisions that you've taken in your life. Decisions like not making it to what I'm telling you to make it to. Decisions to be interested instead of being committed. Those are the reasons why your bank account shows what it shows. So if you don't want your bank account to do that, guess what rich people do? What do they do, mentor? They sacrifice. It's easy to go when you got the money. Pretend that in the corner of that room that you are at right now, success is there and success is watching you. Success is in that corner and success is watching you. Okay? And you say, I got the money. I just got I'm averaging $5,000 a week with Build Network in overrides, residuals, commissions. Life is good. Ooh, I'm booking my tickets to Mentor Factory, booking my airplane ticket. Life is good. Guess what? For that person, it's easy. Success looks at them and says, my friend, that's easy. I want to see, they say that adversity introduces man to himself. Adversity introduces woman to herself. What steps do you take when faced with adversity? Is it just an easy way out? You know what? No, I just can't make it. Did you even try? Because there's an app that everybody has access to called OfferUp. Some people have some bowling balls in there, some cue sticks, some tennis rackets, some stuff that you haven't used in a long time. They're taking up storage in the garage, but you won't get rid of that stuff so you could go out there and invest and be committed. But yet they say they're committed. Ladies and gentlemen, when I get on here, you guys know I'm warning you, I'm not the nice guy. This is a millionaire mentorship call, AKA Eagle School. I was raised in the martial arts. I broke my ankle in Canada in 1999. My karate teacher says, wrap it up. We didn't come all the way over here for you to go out on a sprained ankle. Now, granted, we didn't know that my ankle was broken. He thought it was sprained. I say, okay, they wrap it up. I get up, I can't walk. You know what he says to me? Train harder. Next year, you probably won't break your ankle and you'll beat him because you were winning. The guy that I lost to, it was a double elimination tournament. The guy that I lost to, I had already beat. I was beating him the second fight. That guy went and won a world title. Do y'all think that hurt? Yes. I had just beat him earlier that night. We're fighting again that same night. He loses, he's out of the tournament. I had no losses. It was my 9th fight that night. I lose because I break my ankle. So he advances by default. He wins the world title. 1999. Come back year 2000, I win a world title. My point being this. Life is going to give you adversity. But too many people, here's what they do. Because to make 7 figures, ladies and gentlemen, to make 7 figures is not easy. You got to build some rhino skin. Rhinos have 3-inch skin. You cannot kill a rhino with a regular gun because they got 3-inch skin. The problem is that most people have skin as thin as a fish. They have baby skin. You want to make $1 million? You want to make multiple 6 figures? My friend, you better develop some rhino skin. My friend, you better get outside of your comfort zone and do what a millionaire would do. Do what a millionaire would do. What would the millionaire version of me do in this situation? Would they figure out a way? Yes, they would. Then let me go figure out a way. This is Eagle School. I don't know where Duck School takes place, but this is not the place. This is Eagle School. We're going to be real conversation here. Because here's the thing. I'm not going to come in here, tickle your ear and say, hey, listen, you're destined for greatness. You know, life and the creator and the universe have something great in store for you. I just know it. And one of these prosperity preachers, that's not me, man. You know, good things come to those who wait. BS. You guys know that that quote is shortened. The quote actually says, good things come to those who wait, but only what's left over from those who hustle. You gotta hustle. You gotta want it, man. And decide, am I committed or am I interested? Because most people, they're committed. And here's the good news. Because most people are committed, it makes it easier because there's less people to compete against. The harder it gets, the more I realize some of you guys, it's too damn hard to turn your camera on. Think about that. We're not live. I grew up in an environment where we went to training every single week. We drove in Los Angeles, California to training, 45 minutes, paid $7 to get into the training. Guess what? Was our camera on? You doggone right it was on because we were there in person. We were not with our camera off so I could multitask something else on the Millionaire Mentorship call. Oh, no, no, no. And you better believe we made it every single doggone week. Every single week we made it. I'm going to say it again. I've said this before. Can I be brutally honest with you guys? Give me a thumbs up if I can be brutally honest with you. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. I got most people's thumbs up. So if I can't be brutally honest with you, this is where you hit the road, Jack. But if you can't take it, this is where, like the song, you hit the road, Jack. Most of you, let's be honest, we're going to call a spade a spade. Most of you are too soft to win. That's why you're not winning yet. The good news is you could become hardened. You could grow that 3-inch skin. Most of the world, most of society, most of civilized society, most of America, let's say, is soft. And I'll tell you why they're soft, because life is easier than it's ever been. The average person today has a more luxurious and comfortable lifestyle than a multi-millionaire 100 years ago, 80 years ago, 50 years ago. 50 years ago, I wasn't born 50 years ago, but 50 years ago, guess what didn't exist? Uber Eats didn't exist. Guess what didn't exist? Let me check the weather on my phone. Let me check social media. Remember payphones? I remember payphones. Now it's so convenient. We take it for granted. Now it's like, oh, I don't got to cook food. I don't even have to go pick up my food. I could press a couple buttons. Food is delivered to me. I don't even got to get out of my couch. I could just be in my lazy boy. They get up and go grab it. Thank you. go sit back in my lazy boy and eat, and I could watch unlimited amount of stuff on TV. Back when I grew up, there was like 6 channels. Now there's millions of options, and we still don't know what we want to watch. Nah, this ain't good enough. Let me see something else. This ain't good enough. Let me see something else. And guess what? People are glued to that TV for hours. They binge watch for hours, but they can't turn their camera on for the Millionaire Mentorship Zoom. And that's why us winners, we say, bro, for a savage, the world is there for the taking. The world is there for the taking for a savage, because there's no savages out there. There's a bunch of softies. You want to make 7 figures, ladies and gentlemen? You got to stop being a softie. You got to become a savage. You got to stop being average and become a savage. You guys see what I did there? Let's keep going. Hope you guys are getting some value from this. Here we go. Okay. Number 3, you got to create a game plan for everything. Game plan means goals. Let's get into it. Goal setting is crucial. You've got to have specific goals. Okay. You got to have specific time frames. The goals must be written down. Okay. And you must identify what you want to achieve. Like when you write down your goals, and they've got to be specific goals and specific time frames, it's not enough to just say, I want to get out of debt. No, no, no. How much, how fast? Write that down. How much, how fast? Don't be lazy with your goals. Don't be lazy with the subconscious mind. Don't be lazy with the universal laws. How much, how fast? I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a director with Build Network and Encore Solar, that I'm an executive 15, a builder 8,000, or whatever the case may be, on or before such and such date. But by when will you be builder 500? By when will you have your first 3 sales? Have you even written them down? Because most people have time. Most people are going to have time to go and see Black Friday's coming up. Let me spend an hour, 2 hours looking what I'm going to spend money on that I probably shouldn't spend money on. And they got time to look for that. Now, I'm not saying anybody here. I'm just saying people out there, right? They got time to do their research, but they don't got time to research their future. They don't got time to research their goals. They don't got time to write them down and be extremely coachable. Most people got time and money to invest on Black Friday, but they don't have the time or the money to invest in their business and in themselves this weekend. I'm telling you, it's not hard to win. You don't have competition, man. You don't have competition. When you identify and you become that person, you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is only a matter of time until you win. It is only a matter of time. So, specific goals, specific time frames, you must write your goals down. Write that down. Write down that you must write down your goals. They must be written down. You must identify what you want to achieve. Okay, the goal and what you will sacrifice for the goal. Some of you guys, maybe it's even, don't get me wrong, I recommend everybody go to the gym. But if the gym, you go 6 days a week, you might have to go down 3 days a week, 4 days a week. Maybe it's bowling. Maybe it's TV. Some of you guys watch way too much doggone Netflix. Some of you guys got to cancel your Netflix membership. I'm serious. Some of you guys got to cancel your Hulu membership. Some of you guys got to cancel your ESPN membership. Because let me ask you something. Are the owners of Netflix and ESPN and Hulu, are they rich? Yes. So if these rich people, you know why they're rich? Because they got your attention. You know what doesn't have most people's attention? Their goals. Their business doesn't have their attention. That is these distractions, social media. Some of you guys got to delete Facebook and Instagram and TikTok from your phone. If you're using it, if you're being used by it instead of using it. Okay, let's keep going. You got to develop an action plan for achieving the goal. And then you got to look at your goals daily. So now that you've got the action plan, so here's what you got to do. You got to identify what you want, identify the price that you're willing to pay for what you want, and then you got to get busy paying that price. Identify what you want. Identify the price that must be paid for what you want, and then get busy paying that price. And as one of my favorite quotes says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You got to plan it out. This is your life. We live, in case you didn't know, there are more millionaires being created now than ever in the history of mankind. There's more information now to become a millionaire than there has ever been. There is more tools now. There is more people. By the way, do you know what our number one resource in this business is? People. And there are more people being born than the money's being printed. So if there's more people, which is our number one resource, there's more information, there's more tools to get rich. What excuse do we have? Think about this. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, this wasn't possible to get this many people from across the world on a Zoom. You wanted to do some trainings, we had to meet them in person, at best maybe a conference call, so you couldn't see my screen. It is the easiest time. I want to put things into perspective. That's why I'm sharing that. Let's keep going. Number 4, AOMA. I want you guys to get familiar with AOMA. So hashtag AOMA, all out massive action. Remember, you got to identify what you want. Identify what you're willing to give up for what you want. And then get busy paying that price. That's where the all-out massive action comes in. Watch this. Your level of success is equal to your level of skill multiplied by your level of action. Your level of success is equal to your level of skill multiplied by your level of action. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you've got Mr. Erayala, level 10 skill. And let's say you got Johnny, I'm just making up a name. New guy Johnny, level 1 skill. So Johnny, to accomplish what Ed is accomplishing, Johnny would have to do 10 times more than what Ed is doing to match Ed. But here's what happens by so much activity. I'm on the trainings, plan, do, review, right? You're learning, you're applying, you're reviewing. By so much activity, guess what happens? You start to get good fast. Now he's a level 10, you're a level 2, you're a level 3, you're a level 5. Now you don't have to do 10 times what Ed is doing. You just have to do 2 times what Ed is doing. But your level of success is equal to your level of skill multiplied by your level of action. So in other words, you got to make up in numbers what you lack in skills. You got to make up in numbers. If I talk to 10 people, let's say I were to talk to 10 people and get 9, just hypothetical numbers. I talk to 10 people and get 9 to join. Nobody gets that, by the way, but let's just say for easy math. I talk to 10 and get 9. I talk to 10 and get 9. And Jarek gets started, and Jarek talks to 10 and gets 1. If we have a 30-day contest, he could beat me. Because when I talk to 10 in those 30 days and get 9, he talks to 100 and gets 10. He beat me. Because he made up in numbers what he lacked in skill. See, but when you know that ahead of time, you know, hey, I know what the price that has to be paid. Question to myself, am I willing to pay that price? Am I committed to paying that price? And remember, commitment means I'm going to do it even though it's uncomfortable. I'm going to get myself to California. I got somebody says, I'm going to drive from Texas to California. But I will be at that training. He says, because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of being broke. I'm sick and tired of making excuses. I'm sick and tired of making broken promises to my children. I'm sick and tired of, I don't like the way my children see me, and I don't like the way my wife doesn't see me. Shit. Imagine those words. That dude said, I want to be seen different. He recognized I have been making excuses for far too long. I'm gonna make it happen. I wasted too many years. He said that after I said something like this. You want to make more money, you want more money and more time, you gotta invest more money and more time. You gotta do, this is just what it takes, man. I could tell you story after story after story of times where my business wasn't nearly where I wanted it to be. And some of the things that we had to do. One of the stories that I mentioned earlier was that trip to Ada, Oklahoma. More than 48 hours on the bus to Ada, Oklahoma, we were on the bottom. When we get on the bottom of the seats, when we got to Ada, Oklahoma, no kidding, it was 9 or 11 men in one room. In one room. But we knew we wanted it back. Let's keep going. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. All out massive action. So if you make up in numbers what you lack in skill, your level of skill increases. And because you're making up in numbers what you lack in skill, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. It reminds me of the story of the hare and the tortoise. The hare and the turtle, right? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Let's keep going. Everything rises and falls on leadership. You want to make 7 figures, you've got to become the leader. You got to become the leader. Stop looking for the leader and become the leader. Stop looking for the leader and you become the leader. Stop blaming your leader and you become the leader. Stop making excuses and being the solution and finding the solutions, because guess what? That's what leaders do. Leaders find a way over, through, under, or around. Too many people, and I'll tell you a story, too many people wait for the leader to come in instead of becoming the leader. And sometimes something called the blessing in disguise. I'm sure we've all heard the term a blessing in disguise, right? In 2009, this is when I met my friend Gabby Tolver. She's on here. She'll tell you. Ask Gabby. She'll be at the Millionaire Mentorship Zoom. She's worked with me since 2009. We were different teams. She was the #1 earner in that company. I came in, and then we were fighting for #1 and #2. And eventually I became #1. Check this out. I was in Los Angeles, California. There was a compete that Mr. Sam B was a part of, the coffee company. They had a lot of leadership here, a lot of events. They had events in Southern California with 400 people in a hotel room every week here in Downey, California. Then what happened is this new company that I decided to join was also in the coffee business, and they had no meetings in California, none. I had always worked with companies where the leaders were already there. They already had the meetings running. They were already building. There were already success stories in my market. That was my experience up to that point. So when I joined this company, I asked the owner of the company, Mr. Nolan, so who are your leaders in California? He says, you. We don't have anybody in California yet. I said, so you mean there's no Super Saturdays? There's no weekly meetings? There's no trainings? He said, none. We have conference call trainings, right? But there's different markets, but in your market, nobody. You get to be the guy that opens up that market. I had never opened up the market. I was never the main speaker. I was hardly ever even the first presenter. I was at best the introduction guy. Then I said, I could do this. It's time for me to step up. And guess what happened? I stepped up. I wasn't even making $100,000 a year yet. I was close, but I wasn't making 100 grand a year yet. And I set a goal. I shared this on a Millionaire Mentorship Zoom not that long ago, by the way. I shared a video that's still on YouTube that I was going to get to $100,000 per month in 9 months. By month 9, I would make 100 grand that month. Remember, we talked about dreaming big, having big, lofty goals, right? But your action has to match it, right? So I started doing the meetings myself. Before you know it, 30 days into it, we had 120 people at a hotel room. And the rest is history. We got to $900,000 a month in volume, in sales, coffee sales, right? Then the company ran into some issues. That's a whole nother story for another day. My point is this. I knew if I need to make this happen, I got to become that leader. There's no leader to wait for. If I want to be a part of this company, I got to take on the role as a leader. Sometimes you don't know how strong you are until being strong is the only option you've got. Some of you single mothers know what the heck I'm talking about. I was raised by a single mom. I guarantee, I know, I saw my mom level up through some of those struggles. She realized she was way stronger than she ever knew she was, because she had 3 little ones looking up to her for the answers. Okay? I get chills talking about this. Okay? You don't know how strong you are until being strong is the only option you got. But too many of you guys, because of your leadership, that is a crutch that is holding you down, because you got your leader there leading the way. And without knowing, it's not them. You are letting them stop you from becoming the leader that you should become to make that income that you want to make. I'm telling you, man, I've been there. I got stories for days. I got stories for days on this. Let's keep going. So if you set the bar high, you lose the losers. If you set the bar low, you lose the winners. Why do you think I am so in your face? You guys could tell that I come from a martial arts background, because in a martial arts background, guess what? There's no sugarcoating stuff. In a real martial arts gym that fights for world titles, it's like this. You survive training here. We don't want the weak people to stick around because they slow the rest of us down. If you cannot handle this training, then you don't belong here and you don't slow us down, because in order to win a world title, it takes heart. It takes discipline. It is not easy. So we set the bar high. Guess where we're setting the bar the highest? This weekend in Downey, California. The training that's going to happen this weekend is going to happen once a year. 2 days of immersive. If you wanted to speak Italian, wouldn't the best way to learn to speak Italian is to be immersed in Italy? Not Rosetta Stone, not some videos on YouTube, but like somebody, boom, puts you in Italy and you go walk around town for 2 weeks. I guarantee you're going to pick up a lot more Italian than you would any other way, because you're immersed. Okay, let's go. Act the way you want to feel, and soon you will feel the way you act. Act like the leader you want to become. Act the way you want to feel, and soon you will feel the way you act. A leader has a great attitude no matter what. You can tell that a leader's not having a good attitude, that is not having a good day. A leader doesn't wear his emotions or her emotions on their face. A leader is stoic, high caliber leader I'm talking about. Does that mean that they don't have bad days? Of course they do. Does that mean they don't have people that quit on them? Of course they do. Matter of fact, they have more people quit on them than the rest of the people. They have more sales fall than the rest of the people. But as Jim Rohn says, it's not about what happens to you. It's not about the blowing of the wind. It's about the set of the sail. He says the same wind blows on us all. The wind of disaster, the wind of change, the wind of this, the wind of that. But it's not about the blowing of the wind, he says. It's about the set of the sail. Let's keep going. So here's the deal. If you are a level 5 leader on a scale of 1 to 10, you will attract leaders at a level 4 and under. How many of you guys would like to attract level 7, 8, 9, and 10 leaders by show of hands? How many of you would like to attract those kind of leaders? Guess what you have to do? 2 words. You got to level up. You want to attract leaders like so-and-so, leaders like so-and-so, leaders like Mr. Sam Bean, leaders like Mr. Johnny Montes, leaders like David, leaders like Luis Rangel, leaders like Mr. Ed Ayala, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You want to attract people like that? Guess what you got to do? You got to level up. And that means that you show up. For example, do you guys notice Mr. Ed Ayala, since the convention less than 2 months ago, has put up a little over 200 people in this company since then? You know what you'll notice about that dude? He's always on training. That dude has made millions. That dude is set. He don't have to work. And he's always here. I'm telling you. But you know why he got to where he got to? Because he acted as if. He acted like a millionaire before he became a millionaire. So let's talk about the laws of leadership. Number one, a leader must have a dream bigger than those he follows. That's why I said you got to dream bigger faster. Imagine if I go to Calvin, yeah, Calvin, you know what? My goal is to make, $5,000 a month. Nothing wrong with that goal, by the way, but I'm going to attract a certain caliber of leader. FYI, there's absolutely nothing wrong if that's your goal. But see, I want to attract the people that want to make $1 million and above. I want to attract the people that want to make $5,000 a month. I want to attract the people that want to make $500 a month, because guess what? Enough of those $500 a month leads to $1 million earner. But remember this, the leader must have a dream bigger than those that he leads. This is 7 secrets to 7 figures, ladies and gentlemen. This is not 7 secrets to 80,000 a year. This isn't 7 secrets to 100,000 a year, 50,000 a year. This is 7 secrets to $1 million a year. The leader must have a bigger dream than those that he leads. You must have an attitude superior than those that you lead. You got to be excited. I give you a call. Don't you dare say, when I ask you, what's up? Don't you dare say, nothing. Hey, what's up? Nothing much. Getting by. You sound like Eeyore. Oh, where's my tail? I don't see my tail. I don't see my check. Because you got bad energy. You got a broke energy, dude. You got to level up. You got to have a great attitude. The great attitude says, man, I'm broke, I'm busted, and I'm disgusted. And that's why I'm going to be at Mentor Factory, because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm going to be my son's hero one day. I'm going to go out there and make it. That's what it takes to win. People that are already there are telling me that that's what I got to do, so that's what I'm going to do. Some of you guys haven't signed up to Mentor Factory, and you're going to sign up tonight to Mentor Factory because of this conversation. You see, a leader, a 3%er gets other people to do things that they otherwise wouldn't have done had it not been for that person. You've got to become that person. Pay attention. It's going to get better than we've gone so far. Let's keep going. Display a commitment to integrity and character. This goes without saying. Don't talk behind anybody's back. Here's a leadership quote on business, on network marketing. Negative things. Oh, my site survey got pushed back. Big deal. This happens, dude. Appointments across America and across the world in any industry get pushed back. Why are you acting like this is something that is out of this world? You have pushed a bunch of appointments back in your life. Oh, my installation, it didn't pass inspection. Great. They're going to go back and fix it. Then it's going to pass inspection. Big deal. You want big money? Solve big problems. Be looking forward for the problems. Be looking to eat problems for breakfast. Negative things go upline, and only upline. Only upline, never downline, never sideline. You could have a birthday party, you could have a celebration party, you could have a victory party, but don't ever have a pity party. Don't ever have a pity party. You want to make 7 figures? Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Oh, somebody on my team quit. Guess what? If you guys could unmute, I would ask some of you, hey, what happened to that? Remember that guy that quit? You know what my brother would say? Nope. Then I would reply, you doggone right, because nobody remembers a guy that quit. People are going to quit, ladies and gentlemen. Deals are going to fall through. That is a part of the business. And I want you to know that this is what you signed up for. You want to make $1 million a year, you're going to have more deals canceled, more people quit, more setbacks. You're going to be stood up more than the rest of the people that are struggling to make $500. Are you ready for that? That's how it goes. Let's keep going. Make a commitment to personal growth. If you are green, you are growing. If you are ripe, you are rotten. You are rotting. Okay? You got to maintain green. What does that mean? Be willing to get on here and be coachable. Be willing to get on here and take notes. Be willing to go and invest in yourself. $149 for Mentor Factory to have a couple millionaires train me and a couple 6-figure earners train me for a whole weekend? It costs a company more money than what they collect for that. You guys realize that, right? You've got to maintain that commitment to personal and professional growth, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and then persistence and determination is what it takes to achieve greatness. Persistence, write this down, persistence wears out resistance. Persistence wears out resistance. Success is gonna resist. Success is watching you and it's resisting to come to you, but the more you persist, the success will eventually come. Because you persist, okay? Persistence wears out resistance. And you keep at it, and you keep at it, and you keep at it. Determination and persistence is what it takes to achieve greatness. Greatness means different things to different people. Here's what it means to me. Loving my creator, loving my wife, showing my children what it is to love my wife, to respect her, and for her to respect me. For my children to look up to me with admiration, for me to teach them martial arts, how to deal with bullies, how to treat people with respect, how to be hardworking and contribute to society. To me, that's what it means. And if on our way to do all these things, we drive in beautiful cars and we eat beautiful food and we live in beautiful homes. If along the way we get that, guess what? That is a bonus. But guess what? By taking care of business, here's what I would love. I would love Mr. Navarro's son, Franco, who's 10 years old, and my son, Maximus, who's 10 years old, to one day take over he and I's role. Legacy. That to me is greatness. Amongst a bunch of other things, whatever it means to you. But guess what? I guarantee you, nothing great is achieved without persistence and determination. Let's go. Number 6, build your identity. Your identity is your vision of yourself. Here we go. It's my favorite. How you see yourself. How you see yourself and what you truly expect of yourself. Sorry, that's a typo, right? So that says yourself twice. How you see yourself and what you truly expect of yourself is your identity. Okay? Identity is controlled by a couple of things. By your subconscious mind. The number one, what people say about you. Can't really do much to what people are currently saying about you, but you certainly could do a lot about what people will say about you. Okay, let's keep going. The results that you've experienced in life. Again, you can't do nothing about that, what you've experienced in life thus far, but you could do something about what you experience in life moving forward. I guarantee you, if some of you guys were making $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000 a year, your identity of yourself would be different. Of course it would. And then the next one is what you say and what you think about yourself. What you say and what you think about yourself. In the Science of Getting Rich, it talks about a formless substance. A formless substance that hears and sees everything that you say and do. That's one of the books I highly recommend. So your identity is controlled by your subconscious mind. And what are the attributing factors? What people say about you. If people are saying the best things about you, here's a cool thing. You don't have to listen to them and you don't have to hang out with them. Some of you guys, however, are hanging out with people that you shouldn't be hanging out with. People that are friends should be acquaintances. But it's because that's my family. Yeah, but if your family doesn't support you, if they talk bad about you, if they're negative, doesn't mean that you have to spend all that time with them. So what people say about you, the results that you've experienced, and what you say and think about yourself. So what you can control right now is what you say and think about yourself. Through affirmations as well. Get in front of the mirror. Say, I am a winner. I am a millionaire. I deserve to win. I am the man. I am the woman. I am blessed and highly favored. People call me, JC, how you doing? I say, blessed and highly favored. I am blessed and highly favored, and I'm dangerously getting better. I say it and I'm excited. And I said that before I actually felt I was blessed and highly favored. There was a time I was a millionaire and I lost it all. And guess what? I was still saying, I'm blessed and highly favored, man. I'm on my way. Life is good. What's up? Everything. My bank account is up. My business is up. My energy is up. Right? What you say and what you think about yourself. And here's a problem. Everybody does this unconsciously. Unconsciously, people beat themselves up. And you know why they beat themselves up? Because of their experiences in life and what other people think about them. Some of you guys, though, are going to create that season of separation, where you're going to create that season of separation, and you're going to separate from some people. You're going to come back a year later, 2 years later, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years later, and guess what? These people, they're not going to be saying what they're saying about you. They used to criticize you for being broke. Now they're going to criticize you for being rich. A critic is going to criticize no matter what. They're going to criticize you for being broke. Now they criticize you for being rich. Oh, look at how broke he is. This guy's so broke, so poor, he can't even pay attention. Now they're going to say, oh, yeah, now that he's rich or she's rich, she thinks she's too good for us. They're going to criticize you anyways. Give them reasons to criticize. Then what you experience, because you were willing to shape your identity to do what other people are not willing to do, now you start to experience different wins. Then your identity is shaped. What you say about yourself, what time you wake up, how many phone calls you do, how many notes you take. You start taking actions of winners. Whoa, fork in the road. I took the right turn, the correct turn, the right one. I took the right one. I took the right one, the correct one, the correct one, the correct one. Your identity starts to get shaped, and then you will show up how you view yourself. You show up to a customer's house. You're confident. You know you deserve their business. Why? Because you've been paying your dues, because you know the presentation, because you're sharp, because you're on time, because you're early, because you know your craft, because you became a professional, which is number 2. You became a professional. So you know doggone well that you deserve their business. Customer says, why should I go with you instead of my customers, with the other guy? Why should I go with you instead of the other guy? Mr. Customer, number 1, because I'm the best of the business. Because you're going to be in better hands with me. Because we've got better pricing and better warranties. And frankly, because I deserve it. Because I work hard. And this is what I do to feed my kids. And I'm an honest person, and I'm a hardworking person, and we offer the best that there is in this industry. So frankly, because I also deserve it. That's another reason why you should go with us. I won't let you down. I'm going to pick up your phone call. You see that backbone that I've got? I got a backbone. You know why I got a backbone? Because I believe in everything I'm doggone saying. I know that I deserve to win. Ed Ayala he saw my video, says, this is the guy that I want to work with. Ask him if he's regretted working with me. Because I know when he called me, I know I fit in. I know this guy's a multi-millionaire. I know this guy's a legend in the industry, especially in that industry and in network marketing. And guess what? I felt perfectly comfortable when I was on the phone with him. I said, yes, I can help you get to the promised land. We can help each other get to the promised land. You got goals, I got goals. Together, we are a powerful combination. Let's go out there and win. I know I deserve it. You got to know that you deserve it. Every decision, every single day, from the moment you wake up to what you do when you wake up, to the phone calls that you take. When you're tired, you want to take a nap or you want to take a break, but you say, my identity don't let me. Or does your identity let you take it easy, slack off? That's what I'm talking about. Every word, action, and thought is an entry to your subconscious mind. Every word, action, and thought is an entry to your subconscious mind, and it's creating your identity for the good or for the bad. But it's happening whether you like it or not. You are shaping how you view yourself and your identity of yourself every single day through your actions. And there's only 2 things we have control over: our attitude and our actions. I choose to have a great day every single day, and I choose to go bell to bell every single doggone day. When I go to sleep next to my beautiful wife, you know what I know? I deserve to sleep in this bed. The good book, the Bible says the sleep of a laboring man is sweet. My sleep is sweet. Because I knew that I went bell to bell. I deserve to win. I deserve to lay in that bed. I deserve when I put my babies down, my sons down, and I read them stories. I deserve it, and I'm always grateful. Sometimes I just see my children playing. I just thank the Creator. Thank you for giving this to me. I'm always in a state of gratitude. Always. Even when I wasn't as blessed financially. The road of a champion, ladies and gentlemen, is a lonely road. The road of a champion is a lonely road. There will be people that quit on you. There will be people that don't believe in you. There'll be people that tell you not, when you're going to go, they're not going to go. What do you mean you're going to California? For training? You're going to pay to get trained? What do you mean? You're going to get criticism. The road of a champion is a lonely road, but it's well worth it. And let's go and wrap this up. Last one, number 7. Focus on your achievements as little as they might be, okay? This is, by the way, still number 6. But I'm talking about here, about focusing on your identity. Why? The reason why, focus on your wins is because they shape your identity. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. Number 7, 100% responsibility. 100% responsibility. Let's get into this. The key question I ask people, I could find out in a heartbeat if somebody's a winner or not a winner. Let me tell you how I find out if they're a winner or not a winner, by asking this question. What was your biggest failure in life? If this person proceeds to tell me and complain about everything and everybody and doesn't take any responsibility for their failure, that tells me this is not a winner. Oh yeah, I had a business and I lost it because my partner was just terrible. And then the banks, they did this, and then these guys, they did that, and this guy, and they don't account, there's no accountability on their end. They're just blaming every single body else and every circumstance but themselves. That lets me know this guy's not a winner. Okay. The most powerful people in the world, winners, take responsibility for everything in their life. If it's to be, it's up to me. I don't have the things that I don't have, whether it's money, business, whatever the case may be, I'm the reason why. Okay. Victims, one of the things I talk about the most, and you should, when any trainer talks about something over and over, you should take note of it. There's a reason why. A victim does these 3 things. They blame, complain, and justify. They blame other people. They complain all day long, and they justify whether or not where they need to be at. Right? Perfect example I give all the time is, money doesn't buy happiness. Okay, I agree. I know some people that are very rich that are very unhappy. Does that mean that money is bad? No, I believe money is neutral. I believe that money makes you more of what you already are. Right? Money doesn't buy happiness, true, but it does let you fish from a bigger pond. Right? I pay a pretty penny for my son's private Christian school. Okay? There's a big difference between public school and private school, especially these days. You better believe I'm very happy that I could afford to pay that private school, You better believe that I can. And there's no doggone body that's going to make me feel bad for making the money that I make. No way, Jose. Okay? I'm not over here blaming, complaining, and justifying, I'd rather be happy than rich. I'd rather be both. You don't have to pick. But see, that's justification for their lack of discipline, for their lack of commitment, for the lack of not getting outside of their comfort zone. A winner, the most powerful people in the world, take responsibility for everything in their life. Somebody said, well, it's because my spouse gets in the way. I get it. I've seen it. But who picked the spouse? Did you pick the spouse? You did, didn't you? Okay, got it. So let's figure this thing out, bro. You picked her, she picked you. I mean, come on, you had a place. Then the guy, well, that's true. I did pick her. Okay, and let's work with what we've got, right? So let's keep going. And then take the following words out of your vocabulary. Can't, maybe, hopefully, and the killer try. Try is an upfront excuse for why you're not going to do what you said you were going to do. Try is an upfront excuse to not do what you know that you should do. Take those things out of your vocabulary. That would be my recommendation to you guys. So we went over the hour, ladies and gentlemen, but that is it for today's Millionaire Mentorship Call. I hope you guys got value. If you did, put it in the chat, in the WhatsApp chat, okay? Because you can't unmute yourself here unless Juan could unmute you. but I appreciate everybody getting on. And I got to tell you guys, I'm extremely excited to see you guys all at the Mentor Factory this weekend. If you guys like what you guys got here today, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you, this is not even a fraction of what you're going to get for 8 hours on Friday and Saturday. And the people that go to the to the Mentor Factory are going to be 18 to 24 months ahead of the people that didn't, right? So I look forward to seeing all you guys there. And remember, tomorrow, business presentation, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, right, in English, and then followed by a Spanish one. Thursday, we will not have a Zoom presentation. All of the leaders are going to be in Los Angeles. Those of you guys that are going to be there, which is most of you, from 6 to 7 at the hotel on Thursday, there's a mixer. From 7 to 8 is a business presentation live. Mr. Daniel Pacheco and myself are going to be presenting live. There's going to be over 100 people there. Who do you know? Who do you know in Los Angeles, California? Make the phone call, get them there. I'll see you guys at Mentor Factory.
Thank you.
Thank you, JP.
Thank you, JC.
Thank you so much.
Amazing, JC. Amazing.
Awesome call,
Thank
JC.
you.
That's good.
Yes.
Unmute. Or
Great job,
amazing,
JC.
man.